we got our first customer even before launching the company in month of August, right? And that customer is still working with us, right? That the customer is called as 15. The name of the co-founder is the Nikhil, right? They were our first customer. We signed up even before launching the company. So that was, this really, this memorable moment. And that is an organic lead generated through LinkedIn. And that's how we got, our first customer.
Hi everyone, I hope you are doing very well. It has been almost a month that I am doing this series. I have interacted with so many of entrepreneurs, startup owners already, and today we have Mehul with us. Hi Mehul, how are you doing?
Hey Harshita, first of all, thanks a lot for having me. I'm doing absolutely well, and I would like to congratulate you on whatever you are doing. This congratulations and all the best for your journey.
Thanks a lot. So it has been a lot. I have been seeing Mehul's content on Twitter, on LinkedIn a lot, and then I had a chance to have a conversation with me before this. But yeah, in this podcast, I would love to know more about the Clueless Company that you have started a while ago. So let's start with an introduction of yours, and then we can go ahead with the discussion.
Yeah, sure, Harshita. So tell me how you would want me to introduce. Like, I would like to start with my, the experience, the past experience, and then how we started it, or is you just want me to keep it to the Clueless Company part so I can cover it up?
You can start with your introduction, matlab how you started before the Clueless Company, what were you doing, and then we can come to this.
Perfect. So let me start it accordingly. So before starting the Clueless Company, I was working in an organization called Easy Technosis Private Limited. I was a part of that company for almost 14 years. I joined that in, 10 December 2007. I remember that date as well. And since then, when I joined, I was a support executive, and then over the period of time, my role, got changed at this organization. Then I was the head of the department, then I moved to sales, then, this form a different sales team, key accounts team, and enterprise sales and all that kind of thing. And when I quit, I was the head of inbound sales there. And that's what I was doing. And then I thought that, okay, that let's start something on, own. Already, in fact, the thing is that I suddenly stopped enjoying and loving what I was doing, and that's the deal breaker for me. And I always, even if someone asks me that, okay, what should we do? The very first question I always ask is, what you want to do, right? What you like to do, or what you want to do, right? That kind of question I always ask, and that the same applies for me as well. And then I thought that, okay, now what's next? Right? I said, shall I go with another job, or or shall I, I jump into the startup ecosystem? And then I thought that, if it is a job, then, there is no problem in this job, right? What I was doing, right? Maybe I have to compromise on, that I was not enjoying. That was the thing. I might have to compromise, right? But then if I wanted to do that, then why I want to change the job itself? So I just thought that, okay, let's go into this startup ecosystem. But of course, the decision was not that easy, because it was a completely different ball game, where we have to first make sure the financial part, right? Because we never know that when we are starting that, okay, when we will be able to start generating some revenue for the company, for myself. Okay, so I had to make some good plan for that. And then when I say that, okay, I think for next, at least for a year or so, there won't be any issues in terms of financial, because I'm married and have children as well, right? So have to take care of the responsibility, all those kind of things. So you have to keep it in mind. So the decision was definitely not that easy as it sounds, especially, like at this age. So, but then yes, when I phrase it, and since then, I started working out what should I do, right? Because everyone is going into this product side of it. And I'm basically clueless about, this technical side of it, right? So there was not any sense to go with that. And I did not have any strong candidate, to whom I can take along with me as, maybe the CTO or, this technical person with whom I can build a product. And it takes a lot of, money, because infrastructure and all that comes. And then finally say that, okay, what is my expertise is, right? So my expertise is in sales and support, because that's what I'm doing from last 40 years, right? And this is my forte, I would say. So I said that, okay, let's do something on this in terms of sales and support. And this is how exactly I started the Clueless Company, with by providing the sales and support consulting. Okay, and when I resigned, just before 3 days ago, Mansi also resigned. Mansi she is my business partner. But when I started the Clueless Company, I was alone. However, the Mansi was a part of the Clueless Company from day zero, because she is the one who helped me in this booking the domain, the content on website, selecting this website layout and all that kind of thing. Right, so she was a part of that, and since then I was chasing her, because she in that organization she worked there for 6 years, and she when she joined, she was the content marketer, and when she quit, she was the head of marketing there, right? So it was a no-brainer for me that, okay, if she's coming on the board, we will also have marketing things to offer. But then constantly for 3 months she was saying no, because we were serving a 3 months of notice period. And she was constantly saying, no, I don't want to join it. But then after launching the Clueless Company on 10th September 2021, after a week, on 16th September, she said that, I think I'm ready, I want to join. And I say that, thank you so much and for taking this, and joining me in the Clueless Company for that. Yeah, so officially, you can say that she was a part almost from beginning only. Right, so this was the journey, and then it turned from just sales and support consulting to marketing, sales and support consulting, and these are the 3 main pillars for any organization, because marketing team generate the leads, right, or the brand awareness and all that kind of thing. Then sales team converts towards lead, and give that this company that to call that as a customer instead of lead. And then the support team retain that customer, and that will ultimately bring more sales, through the cross-selling or top-selling campaign. So we connected all the 3 dots, and that's what we are doing. So this is how we started the Clueless Company and our experiences.
Right. So, when you actually started this, how you generated your first customer to it, or maybe first lead to it? When, before that, did you had any thing already in mind? Yes, we will get customers, or we will have a successful thing, or it's like you started from zero and just to explore things?
Right. So as I just mentioned, Harshita, that we never know that what will happen, right? Things will fall in in our favor. Things may not, right? So, but then I was confident enough that at least I will be able to do some reasonable thing, because right now also we as a whole team are not seeing that, okay, we would like to generate a huge revenue. Okay, we are satisfied with whatever we are making right now, or what we are making. We don't want to be a unicorn. We are not saying that. In service-based actually industry, that's it's really difficult, right? So we are not even aiming for that on the huge money, right? So, but then reasonably I was expecting that things will come in place. And I say that I had this 1 year of time, and I know that at least in a couple of months I will be able to do good things. But luckily, what happened that as soon as I make an announcement about this, the Clueless Company on a social media, I got, we got our first customer even before launching the company in month of August, right? And that customer is still working with us, right? That the customer is called Swiftin. The name of the co-founder is the Nikhil, right? They are our first customer. We signed up even before launching the company. So that was, this is a really, this memorable moment. And that is an organic lead generated through LinkedIn. And that's how we got, our first customer.
Wow, that's interesting. So before you actually set up your website, launched your venture, you had a client to work with and you were going for it.
Absolutely, Harshita.
Okay, so like as you said that you started with a one-person army and then Mansi joined you. So apart from this, like how did you made your team next? Were you planning to go with just like 2 people and then managing all of it, or you wanted to build a team over time and then go with further things?
Right. So, what Mansi and I had discussed that as soon as we will have a 10 customer on board, we'll start looking for, to building a team, because it's technically not possible to take everything on your own, right? Because it's not that we have to take care of the customer, but at the same time we need to make sure that we would like to keep the things going for the Clueless Company also, in order to get more customer, right? Customer was always our first priority, and it is going to be. So we both were focusing on that only, and as soon as we hit that this 10 customer, that was in January 2022 itself. And then we said, okay, now it's time to take people on board. And we had our first intern called Aditi. Now she's still working with us. She is going to complete the 6 months of this internship. We started with the 3 months, and mutually we agreed to extend for another 3 months. So soon, on first she is going to complete the 6 months with us. And then that's how we got our first intern. Of course, it's paid interns. We never wanted to have this unpaid internship, but recently we got that. That's also because people would like to work with us, and that's how it's not more of an intern. It's more of kind of a mentors and mentees, right? That they want to learn something, so we'll provide our mentorship. They will also learn, and then we'll see how the things go. So, but yeah, initially this is what it is, and then we always had a plan that, okay, whenever we want to hire anyone, right, then we will make sure that we can pay at least for next 1 year for that to that person. We don't want to in trouble that, okay, after working with it, let's say if anything goes wrong, we never know, let's say coronavirus, the COVID, right? It was unexpected. We never know what will happen. But then this is how we have planned. And once we see that, okay, we can pay, the stipend or, the salary to the full-time employee, and then we say that, okay, all the thing looks good, we can pay for that. So we hired our first full-time content marketer at the Clueless Company as you can say, full-time, right? And right now, we are a team of 6 now. Okay, out of that, this month, including myself, Mansi, we have a 2 marketing intern, we have a one full-time content marketer, and one we have this mentee. She recently joined. It's been a week she joined.
Okay.
Right, and yes, we are in this process. So yes, things are going well. So yeah, this is how we do it. And the best part is we got all this, from either a Twitter or a LinkedIn through just making or writing a tweet or a post on that. Yeah, that's how we build a team.
Right. So like in the initial days especially, it is like everything you have to start from scratch, and you don't have any past experience of starting something of your own. You were working on the sales and support team. So like while starting upon, do you think you have made some mistakes that has taken a lot of your efforts or times, and you may have reduced that?
So I would say, Harshita, that this is the first time I started, I would say my own venture, but with the 14 years of experience I carry. Okay, so even in my previous organization, I always work like it's my own company, and I was one of the board member in that company as well, right? And whatever the decision I was taking for my department, let's say when I left as a sales, for example. right? It was ultimately my decision. Definitely we'll have to discuss with all the stakeholders, but definitely they have given me that liberty that I can take that decision, right? So in that terms, those parts were easy for me in terms of, operation part, you can say, taking the decision or like managing a team, right? That was not a challenge because that I was doing for last 14 years. So that was not my main challenge. And that was, I would say, this really good part that, okay, it's my first venture, but I started with this 14 years of all this kind of experience that helped me a lot. But definitely like a hurdle, I would not say this mistake with the hurdle had a various hurdle, because I would say that like taking the GST number, right? Because from day one we had this in terms of the GST number and all that kind of thing. So definitely that we know that I had some problem getting in, like my name was different in the PAN card, in my Aadhaar card. So then I had to do all this process. Then when I apply for GST, then they say that we are not able to locate your address. I say that, man, I'm staying here from last 26 years. If you are not finding, that's your problem, not mine. I again had to reapply that. This is all this process. But I think that's part of the game. You can't do anything on that, right? But then actually things started when Mansi said that, okay, like I want to join you officially. So earlier it was a proprietary, and then we had to convert it to partnership. Right now, this is a whole new process, signing a partnership deed, applying the company's PAN card, again, this new GST and the bank account and all this thing. And, you won't believe that the whole process, got completed just a couple of weeks ago, right? Or I would say a month ago, right? But that's part, that also became back-end part, yes. But one mistake I would like to say that we made is that also made an announcement. We made an announcement publicly, because we are building the Clueless Company in public. So whatever is mainly happening, we are setting it, right? That we sign up one customer for this on outbound sales activity, and for that we sign a contract with one third party. They were taking care of that, right? And things did not go well, right, with them. So it's just not that we had to stop that relationship, but we also lost that customer as well. So that was, I would say, this mistake, but I would not again quote as a mistake, but I would say as a learning part, right? Something has done, and then we learn from it, and just to make sure that we should not repeat the same thing again, right? So that's the only, but otherwise touch to that these things were well, but here and then it keep happening with customers and all, but otherwise it's all manageable.
Right. Definitely it happens, and I think you have much more experience in handling this because you are in the sales department already. So you have something of the people skills that you can go about it, manage things around that. But I would love to know more about that sales aspect from you. What exactly sales means and how to generate sales in a good amount. Because I'll tell you, I'm asking this question because all I know about sales is people calling out customers and asking them to buy their products. So I think that's a typical sales that everyone know, but I would love to know that how it works in a company manner and in seamless manner.
Okay, so for me, I always follow this, that if you want to make a sale, then never try to make a sale, right? That's what I always, follow that. Even if you look at my LinkedIn profile, that's the very first line you will find in my About Us section, right? This is how exactly I'm doing from last 14 years, right? It's just building a relationship building always works better than anything else. Okay, so right now also when we are on this subject, that so far we have a 19 customer with us, the Clueless Company, and none of our through any paid ads or anything. Either we got it through social media, right, LinkedIn or Twitter, or the word of mouth, or through our connections. Right? We are yet to spend even a single rupee on a paid marketing. Definitely, we have invested our time, but That's why I'm very specific that the paid marketing thing, we haven't done that, right? So even I did not make a outbound call. What you say that to calling a customer, it's not a calling a customer, it's a calling a prospect, right? That's the very, the thing most of the people get confused, that lead and a customer. You can only call it as a customer when you get a payment from that. That is the 100% payment, right? And they're continuing their journey with you. But even if you get 100%, because sometimes the project is just a one-time project, right? But still you got that as a customer, so you can count in. Okay, so in sales there are two kinds of sales. One is the outbound sales, second is the inbound sales. Outbound sales is, as you say, that you have to find a prospect, maybe their number, you will call them, you convince them and all, you will close that. Second is the inbound, where basically marketing also come in place, where marketing will do some activities on social media, or they will run some ads on a Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, based on the nature of the business, right? And where the audience lies. Once it's get, it will pass it to the sales team, where the same process, they have to call the contact details, but here the difference is that the person was looking for something and filled up the form. Might be, it's not 100%, but might be, and you have to call and then you have to close the things, right? But again, that it's very simple thing, that as it says, that the more you give, the more you push, the more it will go away, right? So you have to give that chance. First, you have to figure it out that if that person is really in need of your product or service or not. If it is not, then it's of no use, whatever. Otherwise what will happen, it's called ICP, or the lead profile, ideal customer profile, ICP, or a lead profile, right? You have to find it out that a person is really looking for the product or service or not. If yes, then the next question will be if that person is a decision maker or not, right? Because you can't, let's say if anything, if you're calling someone, if that person can't take any decision, whatever you're talking to that person is most of the time is of no use, because that person is not decision maker, right? So you need a people who are decision maker, who are going to take these decisions or not. It can be single person or it is a group of people. So that kind of thing. And sales is a patience game, right? Even marketing is, you have to give that time for that, right? So sometimes you may close a deal in a day. Sometimes it may take years also, right? Because in my previous organization, I even closed the deal after 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, right? And I was able to do that because of patience and the follow-up. Follow-up plays a very important role. Most of the sales happens when you take a follow-up. That too, after 5th or 6th follow-up. And most of the people, give up after 2 or 3 follow-up. And just because they are not taking follow-up on time or not making call on time, that's very important. Patience and follow-up plays a very important role. If you follow that, very rigorously, then, definitely you will make a sale, right? That's very, very important. Yeah.
Right, and follow-ups should be not in the manner of actually going after the person ki get the sale. It's just asking about what they are up to, if they're even interested, or if they have got the project, if they still have the opportunity, something around that line, so that you get informed if you still have the chance or not. Because I have done a lot of these in the last 1 to 2 months, where I have approached someone, but then when they are not replying, I used to again mail them, and then I would receive the call ki sorry, I was busy, or I was not available at that moment. Now we can talk, now we can close the deal, or something like that. So I think the patience one, now I can understand it more clearly, because that is when it happened, and most people are not there for you, they are just for their work now. So if they get someone better than you, they get someone who is more interested in the project, they would close the deal with them. So we have to actually keep that in mind a lot. So thanks a lot, Mehul, for having this conversation with me. A last question I would like to ask from you, that we had a discussion about the Clueless Company, sales, marketing, but if you want to give some advice, some suggestions, or some plan of action to people who want to start their company, maybe consulting firm or a marketing agency or something. So how would they start with it? Because what I think, there are already a lot of agencies or consulting firms already out there. So how to make yourself stand out from that and then go ahead with the curve?
So definitely, you put the things very rightly, that nowadays, if you see that, many people are starting their agencies, especially in this marketing side of it. Okay. Now, how you stand out different is, that's the number one thing you have to figure it out, that, okay, like why you want to start it. What is your expertise, right? So if I take an example of the Clueless Company, that we had a clear edge over anyone else, right? Or I would say this USP is that we are not just a marketing agencies, but we even help them in terms of the sales also and support also. Right. I'm not sure that if you came across any company, but at least so far I haven't came across any company, right? There must be that. It's not that we are just a unique, but there must be company. But so far, at least we haven't come across any company who can help them in all the three aspects: the marketing, sales, support. Because that is the connecting the dots, right? That is our one of the biggest USP. I would even say, and that's the main reason people would like to work with us. That we can streamline all these three operations for them. And it's always seen that marketing and sales are the team who always fight with each other. And to make the streamline is not that easy, right? Both are the opposite side. But we are bringing them that together. And this is what we are doing, and that's what people are loving about the Clueless Company. So that is one of the example, right?
And even people love to go with key. If one person can do everything, why not to give the whole project to them? Otherwise, they have to come with a marketing team, then a sales team,
Absolutely.
then a customer support team.
It's also important that, that's also important that you are outsourcing one thing to marketing team, sales to something else, support to something else, right? But what we do, we say that, okay, once we are with you, we will communicate with all the department. You just have to communicate with us. Even if you have any agency, we even work with them. So let's say you are a marketing agency, right? And you want us to help your customer, okay, in terms of sales and support. So this is how we also work, right? So they take care of the marketing and we help them with this. So for them also, they have something else to offer to their customers also. And we also get their customers. So it's like a win-win-win for everyone, right?
And so the company can just communicate with you and you will communicate with everyone else.
Absolutely. So this is what is that, right? So when you are starting anything, you have to make everything clear on that, right? And if I talk about, let's say, you have to be very specific when you start. So let's say when we also started the Clueless Company, right? We were taking anything and everything project, right? For any industry. But then we know that our own expertise is, because we also want to start generating some revenue for us, right? So we were taking that, but then finally we niche down that we only want to focus on this B2B IT, that too especially the SaaS-based product and a D2C brand. So if we are getting any project or the leads apart from that, we simply say that no, we are not working on that. Rather, we refer them to someone else. And this is what we do that. So you can also do the same thing. You should know what is your expertise is, what is your core is, what is your forte is. Based on that, you should focus on that. If you are very good at generating leads, you just do that. If you're very good at writing, you're very good at SEO, right? You just find it out what are your strengths and weaknesses, and based on that work. What is your strongest, your strength is, focus more on that and try to get it. That's very, very important.
Right. You have said it very well, because like niching down and then focusing on one thing actually helps a lot. And that is the thing. We don't understand this as easy as you just said. It takes a lot of time to understand that niche is very important. And also people have this confusion in what to put it as a niche. But if they are doing 10 different things or 5 different things, and they are enjoying all of them. So what would you refer key? How would you get to one niche that you can like go for that, and for other you can outbound? You can delegate that to. Right. Okay, so thanks a lot, Mehul, for taking your time and sharing the things with us. I really enjoyed the conversation. I hope you did too. And
Yes. Thanks a lot for having me, Harshita. It's a really pleasure talking to you.
thank you. Thanks a lot, and thank you everyone for being here. It was a good conversation, and we will be getting back to the series every week with another entrepreneur having us. So, thank you, Mehul. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Thanks a lot, and all the best to you for your further journey, Harshita.
Thank you. Thank you so much.